I just killed 1,000 dragons in Ultima Online, but let me explain. In a previous video, I mentioned that Ettins and Liches were the iconic monsters of Ultima Online, at least to me. Many of you agreed, and many of you mentioned Wisps, Mongbats, or even those rogue PKs that always find us in dungeons. There's one thing we all share though, and that's memories of Ultima Online, which got me thinking. In fact, it brought me back to buying Ultima Online, the second age. You see, on the back of this iconic box is all of the words written and images captured to entice you into entering the world of Caesarea. And one of these images depicts a group of noble warriors fighting the giant red dragon. I can remember this and similar images vividly. It's one of the reasons I bought Ultima Online, to become a grand warrior, a master merchant, eventually a cunning thief. So for this adventure, I set myself a simple but ambitious goal: to slay 1,000 dragons. I began my journey in Nocero, the dragon-infested dungeon on the Shard of Outlands. Okay, I was actually convinced that this little kind of U-bend section here was where the dragons were in Nocero, but now that I'm here, I realise they're the drakes and the dragons are on level 3. Which does make more sense progression-wise, but I was absolutely convinced I was in the right location, but we will venture forth to level 3 of Nocero. Okay, this is more like it, though that summoner has killed every dragon, but at least we know one of the spots. At the time of this 1,000 dragon challenge, there was currently an event running. Each dungeon had a low percentage chance to drop a lantern theme to that dungeon, which meant dungeons were of course packed. However, as I was exclusively looking for dragons, Nocero was my go-to option, and for this week, Nocero was the sanctuary dungeon. No thieves, no player killers, but 50% less loot. I'd have less competition here, but of course I'd be getting less rewards. That didn't matter though, I was here for one thing only: dragon kills. Okay, if I can own this little spawn down here, it seems there's about 8 dragons that spawn down here. I think the problem with this spot is it's right at the entrance to level 3. So I think most players are, most players will run through here, I think, and try and kill a few dragons on their way around the level 3 loot. But we found our location. Hopefully we can own this area for a little bit before it gets busier as we hit peak time. And with our Provo build, we can at least take on a few dragons at once and try and chip away our numbers. Only 998 dragons to go. Those first 20-30 minutes, I hugged the same spawn location, quickly dispatching any dragons that dare come into my cone of vision. I want to try and lure these dragons to the other spawns if possible, and then Provo them onto other dragons, but there's nothing else at the moment, so we'll just peacemake and chip this one away. That's our game plan, I think. Oh, the pin cushion is so satisfying. Until it was time to balance my karma after my last video, it was time to help a fellow Nocero adventurer. Oh, looks like we got a dead summoner here. We'll offer them some aid. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where they died as well, to be honest with you. I can't remember what the name of the mob is, but there's a mob after this corridor that kind of fires out this like AoE in front of it. It's kind of projectile. So I'm going to assume that they died to that. Especially because these mobs are still up. I said, who rezzed them? Like, how are they? Oh, I wonder if they rezzed outside the dungeon and ran back in. Okay. So we got those guys provoed. We got those guys provoed. And then... yeah, okay. So that ruby worm is what I assume killed them. I've died to that several times in the past. In videos and just kind of offline farming. This is a great place for leather farming when there's a big society on or a weekly bonus. But there's quite a lot of AoE need to be careful of. We're not after dragons. Sorry, we're not after these enemies, but I actually will kill them just for a little bit of extra gold. It doesn't hurt. We are now and again going to have to kind of kill mobs on our way to the dragons, so we'll slowly just chip away at these and get our way back to the dragon spawn. I don't really do the Monster Hunter gold societies anymore, but when I used to, there was for a while there was always one in Nacero, so I was always here on either my bard or my leather farmer, so I know this dungeon quite well. After this heroic deed, I spent the next several hours slaying dragons aplenty. This was truly a grind, dragons dying left and right to the swiftness of my bowstring, but there's always a mistake to be made. This dungeon is so much quieter than any other one right now, but there's still a pretty healthy number of players in here farming. Oh, that fire elemental is going to get me. Oh, so is that dragon. Oh no, I failed my provo. That's not ideal. Okay, oh my god, I ran into every AoE enemy possible. Little smoke drake action. Let's hook her right. Everything looks dead here. Nope, everything is not dead here. Oh my god, come on. The old run through a dungeon, pull every mob possible, and then wonder how you died. A true crumpet classic. But the reason I love to try Bard even after almost 2 years is because with a calm approach, it can take over even the most chaotic of situations. Oh my goodness, everything is on fire, oh my god. Okay, get those two fighting one another. Thank goodness, grab this flame purger. Jesus, I actually cannot see my character. Okay, get this guy onto him. Okay, everything is now provoked, and I will be taking no more damage. Oh my god. If everything Bard breaks now, I'm in so much trouble, but when this build works, it really works. Until everything Bard breaks, then you're just panicking, running around, trying not to die. It's a lot of fun though, especially in these kind of moments. Okay, but the drakes are dead, as is the flame purger. So we'll take these dragons down and add 2 more to the count. I'd love a little lyric bard finisher. Oh, never mind. Pincushion is just as good. Lovely. That is some decent gold and some okay loot. Killing, nay, slaying 1,000 dragons is truly a slog. It's standing in the same place for hours at a time, following the same pattern of events. Discordance, provocation, and then fire your bow until the dragon eventually dies. Following those steps, this was kill 100. This was 200. 300 felt pretty good. 400 just after. And then finally, I had slayed 500 dragons. It had taken me 10 hours to reach this point. I felt like David Hasselhoff atop the Berlin Wall circa 1989, searching for freedom. I was desperate to sneak in a Hasselhoff reference to this video, and I did it, but it wasn't very subtle. Don't hassle the Hoff. Now, I did try and farm other dragon-rich areas, Aegis Keep for one, but due to the Polar Lantern event, these dungeons were just packed with players. Better gold, yes, but way less dragons and much more fierce competition. It simply wasn't worth the time. Holy smokes, look at these guys all running past. I assume they've just done a boss, a mini or a main, probably a mini actually where they've came from, but you never know, they might have been farming Aegis level 4 trying to get a polar lantern drop. This spot here is actually quite good, but I've kind of been here off and on for about 30 minutes, and it's very hard to get the dragons to myself. A lot of summoners or tamers or just high link players running through, so I doubt I'm going to stay here very long. I'll kill a couple, take the increase in gold. It's a lovely change of scenery. I've always said that I love the visuals and the map design of Aegis, but our goal is dragons, not gold. So it's back to Nacero with me, a dragon's bane. It's very strange how much I'm enjoying just, geez Louise, killing 1,000 dragons, or kind of the goal, the self-set goal of slaying 1,000 dragons. Recently I've been thinking, like, do I like MMOs or do I just like Ultima Online? Because I've been thinking about doing a couple of one-off series. Like I played Warhammer Online, or I played Lord of the Rings Online for 7 days, and here's what happened. But I don't actually know if I enjoy MMOs, or if I just enjoy this open, sandboxy vibe, you know? I feel like Ultima has more in common with survival games than it does with other MMOs. Yeah, I don't know, it's weird. Still, one does not simply kill 1,000 dragons over a day. I did this challenge over the course of numerous days, leading to a weekly region bonus shift. Nacero was no longer the Sanctuary Dungeon, which meant an increase in gold, loot, XP, and of course, I had now to contest with my fellow Outlands adventurers. Yeah, that is a nice increase in gold. Obviously it's double what I was getting while at Sanctuary, but there's still 1 day left of the Polar Lantern event, so I fully expect this dungeon to heat up. So I'm actually up quite early this morning, it's like 8 AM European time. Hopefully try and get the dungeon to ourselves and blast out the remaining kills on these dragons before it gets a little bit too competitive. This little section back here is really good. There's about 5 of these Eldritch dragons. I prefer to only kill the classic kind of red and grey ones, but I think like 4 of them spawn in this dungeon in total. And it's right at the entrance, so it's a bit contested. Oh god, this is where my template gets a little bit chaotic. Oh, everything is bard breaking, that's not ideal. I don't really want to run backwards though, because I'm just going to aggro everything at the entrance. Oh god. Relying on only chivalry and pots can be a nightmare. I have seen some players add in alchemy, which I'm kind of interested in, to be honest with you. Just to get that increased pot healing. Oh my god. I'm getting so many fails. Okay, if I can just... I have to kill some of these mobs. Ooh, a paragon. Yeah, I'll have to kill... I heard it too late. There was a smoke dragon lurking. God damn. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, I'm going to assume that paragon is well gone. Yeah. Oh my god, the smoke dragon is still here though. Gosh damn. Let's take this nice and slow. I have to be a little bit careful though. I've not been keeping an eye on my my body timer. There's body 2. Nice, here's body 1. Let's loot everything from this body, then we'll do the second body, and then we'll go home and bank, because I have far too many things on me right now. This is the controlled chaos of the bard. When everything barding breaks, and they've got long cooldowns, it's a interesting time. I should have ran, to be honest with you, but never mind. Actually, we'll kill this dragon for the counter. Come on. Nice, now I hit the peacemaking. Oh, lovely. Little finisher as well. That feels good. Despite this, killing 990 plus dragons was surprisingly smooth and almost zen-like experience. I'd locked in for this challenge. Strangely, I never do the kill X society tasks that are offered to us each week. I find them mind-numbingly boring, but setting my own goal just for the hell of it. That's what old school Ultima Online is to me. It's the open world, do what you want experience, and what I wanted was to kill the last few dragons to finish my quest. So I want to try and end the challenge down here with these red and these kind of grey stone dragons. Ideally I would have only killed these, but they're just a little bit too rare, and the game's evolved a lot since then and added a lot more. Oh, that is satisfying. And added a lot more enemy diversity. Oh my goodness. Tribard OP. So I couldn't do these dragons the whole time, but I will at least finish on them, which would be very fitting. My Tribard has came alive this morning. I'm hitting hinders, pin cushions, lyric finishers. Oh my god, this is amazing. Where was this yesterday? I have seen a few players kind of running by, but they're all going to the back of the dungeon for the increased gold mobs, so we should be fine. Okay, with that kill, only have 3 more dragons to go. Kill this one, we're down to 2. It's going to be quite the photo finish. Ah, the bard break. This is more like yesterday. Ooh, actually though, I can provo these guys onto one another once his barding break is done. Lovely. And once we kill these 2, we'll only need 1 more. And actually my goal for that last one is, if I get lucky with the spawn, I want to get that red dragon. Or from the back of the second age box. The one that kind of inspired this stupid but weirdly enjoyable challenge that I've set myself. So 998 to go. With that, we're at 999. Let's see if we can get lucky. Oh, yes, I thought he was dead. Oh, there's no way. I totally thought this was a corpse on the ground. Oh, 1,000 dragons is going to end with the... I think this is the iconic Ultima Online dragon. I think there are more iconic enemies in Ultima, don't get me wrong. Oh, that's a good finisher. But that takes us to 1,000 dragons killed. Oh, I can't believe it's over. I kind of want to keep going, to be honest with you. That was really fun. Was it worth it killing 1,000 dragons? Well, midway through this video, I wrote no to this answer, already planning the edit I would make, the story I would tell. But in truth, I've gone a full 180 on that opinion. The gold was mediocre, of course, the XP was just as bad, all thanks to the Sanctuary dungeon. But 2 things stuck with me from this adventure. The magical items I acquired, but most notably, how I had the dungeon spawns to myself. Only a handful of adventurers farmed the Sanctuary dungeon, and by the end I knew them all by name. This quiet community of farmers had the dungeon to themselves. I made less gold, but I farmed more freely. But more than this, it reminded me that in a sandbox like Ultima, setting your own goals is 100 times more enjoyable than mindlessly farming for the sake of farming. I'd felt some burnout recently, logging in to farm gold simply to farm gold, but setting myself this silly but fun goal made farming so much more enjoyable. The gold, the items were secondary to the end objective. Adventure meant more than my gold per hour stat. I won't be killing 1,000 liches anytime soon. However, I'll definitely be setting myself milestones to achieve, adventures to go on. I killed 1,000 dragons in Ultima Online, and if you enjoyed this adventure, please leave the video a like and a comment. It really does help me grow on YouTube and reach a wider audience. Thanks to my channel members who support my endeavours, and thanks to you for making it this far. I'll see you in the next adventure.